Well, howdy, 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 nearly senior citizen here. Greetings, boys and girls, and welcome to this, another brand new day. It is Saturday morning, 8:43 a.m., and I have a little hamster in my hand because he is a cutie. This is Dr. Snarf, little cookie. He was fast asleep in his house. I've got to pull on his tail. In his house, and it's a really still very cool with his cigarette carton and the way he's got stuff, so it's really a double-decker protected house. It's really cool. So I'm gonna put him back so he can get some rest. Come on, little guy. You go between my fingers like that, you're gonna get hurt. Okay, he's gonna stomp around and drink water and do things now because I woke him up because I'm a meanie. I'm a cruel, vicious person. Might makes right. Arr. He's lucky I didn't eat him. No, that's cruel and I hate that. But I want to show him off, so I did. And sorry about this, I was going to change it, but I didn't. And then when I realized just before starting recording that I hadn't changed it, I didn't want to get up. I've finally gotten comfortable and I'm tanked up on THC and I haven't eaten, well yeah, I had some yogurt, so I've eaten food. I've drank some almond milk. I've done a tiny bit of cleaning up. Unfortunately, things get so messy here. Why, oh, why does God hate me when all I want to get high? Never get this so-called life. I am so freaking bored. But largely because the only spaces I have to put things on are these behind me, the bookshelves. And then I've got a desk where I've got my keyboard and monitors. And then over there is a tiny, tiny table with only really enough space for my consoles and then my power strip and then a tiny bit of place where I've got a tiny little stack of stuff. Past that though, it's hamster cages against the wall, a hamster cage next to me, and there's no place to put stuff. And so I end up with I've got stacks of things next to me on the floor here and stacks of things next to me on the floor here because there's nothing to, no shelves, I don't have anything. So it ends up getting sloppy because of that. Then I have to clean up and then I've still got stacks, only they're stacks of tidy, clean stuff. And then things start to fall over again and I, push things around and by the time a week has gone by, it's like, oy vey. And then clean up and tidy again, and then it just starts the whole process over again. So, one day, when I've gotten a new place, and I've got a new studio, and the studio / office / place to put stuff, then I'll be able to, excuse me, I'll be able to actually, hopefully, keep things tidier, because I don't like it getting messy, largely because of the way things were during my end stage of my alcoholism. Like 99% of all end stage alcoholics, I lived in a garbage pit of empty bottles and literal garbage. Hopefully that won't last long. It seems to be working well these past couple days of me reading and talking out loud and stuff like that beforehand, so that's what I've been doing. But it was horrific. I mean, I would literally drink a beer or chug some beer and I wouldn't have eaten anything for over 20 hours because if I ate anything without drinking, I would puke it back up. And once I started drinking so that my stomach would keep stuff down, I wasn't hungry anymore because I was getting calories from beer. And so I was just drinking beer, and with a stack of garbage to my side, I would drink, and if it got to be too much for my stomach, it would just be, oh, blah, and then just wipe my mouth, drink, and then go on. So I was just puking into garbage to my side, and that was just the way it was. End-stage alcoholic life is horrible. I should not have survived. I really should not have. And I am so glad that I did. I am so glad. It took about, well, almost 10 years for my pancreas to recover from all of my drinking. So, don't drink. Don't become an alcoholic. If you want to drink, drink. I mean, that's fine. You can do that. There's nothing wrong with moderate alcohol use. Just understand that if you drink over a certain amount, you're damaging your body. Up to a certain amount, which is only, it's a really actual small amount. It's like a little more than like 1 or 2 shots a day, and that's max. No more than that, or you're going to hurt yourself. So you can drink a beer, you can drink a couple beers, and you're going to be fine. You're not, depending on your genetics, of course. So don't worry about it that way. Moderation in all things, even moderation. I am so sorry. God, it's irritating. I had been doing so well too, because I had talked and talked and talked, and my voice was all cleared up. And now, of course, I turn on the webcam. But anyway, though, I mean, life is life, and I still hold to this one. Never make a decision you cannot back away from when you are not thinking clearly, and when you are very angry, or very depressed, or very lonely, or very put in emotion of your choice there. You are not thinking clearly. Even insert happy in there, because when you're really happy, that's not a normal state of affairs. Your normal state of affairs is more like this, which is your standard daily stuff, instead of the, hey, I'm really happy, or hey, I'm really sad, or hey, you're not thinking clearly. You can't. So never make a decision you can't back away from, which includes anything from staying up all night. You know, that one's not so bad, but definitely if you're the kind of person who is about to, you know, take it down the road, never, ever, ever make a decision that you can't walk away from. Oh, that's just reminded me of some horrible things now. Because I've always been desperate to feel, I've watched some horrific stuff. And I mean, even just out of normal movies, there was just a movie now, a scene of this one gal I was remembering. She cut her wrists in a bathtub for the movie scene with the song. Well, it's one of Harry Nilsson's songs off of his Nilsson Schmilsson album. I think it's, you know, it's like, I can't live without you and all that, and played to the song of her dying in the tub. Oh. So that really affected me, and still does. So try my best to not think about that now. I didn't realize I was going to get smacked with that one, because that was literally, I am still blinking back tears. But all those things just remind me too much of the death of my wife, and every time I think I'm doing, you know, this level of good, I realize I'm actually down here, which is better than where I was, which is not before, not even in the picture. So I'm getting better, because I can talk about my wife and how much it's and I'm trying to determine whether or not I actually want to get into this one, because I've been walking and thinking when I think, of course, when I go walkies, but one of the things that I think about is, of course, that there's things that you can revisit with nostalgia, and there's things you can't, and there's times when those things that revisiting or trying to revisit the things that you physically can't, like all those memories of myself and my wife, I can't ever go back and physically revisit those times. They're gone. She's gone, and those times are gone, and every day that I live puts it further and further as the past. And as much as I loved her, and as much as it hurts that she's gone, she is gone. And every day is a further day that another piece of gauze on the wound to muffle the pain. I've been thinking about how much physically and when I will be ready to let go, because I've thought this before, that it is kind of actually morbid to hang on to the physical remains of a loved one. Because would they want you to idolize them so much instead of letting go? So I don't know. One day, probably within the next couple of years, I will physically let go, and I will bury or scatter or some respectful fashion let go. I mean, I have to. Even now, with the relatively short amount of time, like in the movie Logan's Run, when I hit the average lifespan of an American man, you know, if the red gem in my palm went off saying it was time for me to die, even if that was true, I still have more life ahead of me before that time than the entire time that I was married to my wife, that I was married to Jennifer. So clinging to the past doesn't help, and nostalgia for something that I can never revisit. I will always think back on the time with my wife with, of course, love and fondness and happiness and nostalgia, while at the same time all of that is tempered by the fact that I've talked before how much pressure the human mind can take, the human psyche can take. We're like pressure rated at 1000 psi, and at the end of all of this, when my wife was dying in front of me, I had like laser tipped carbide drills applying 400,000 psi. Never make the assumption that I actually survived all that. At the end, when my wife was dying, it was not a human psyche withstanding 400,000 psi and making it through it. No, those drills by that time were sifting through the powder looking for the larger chunks to continue breaking down. I was so badly broken at the end, and in fact for several years after. It's been rather amazing, my waking up these past 2 years and some. My channel kept me alive and going after the death of my wife, but it's only really been these past 2 years that I've been waking up, because I am more awake, more alive than I have been since thinking back, because I've been thinking on this, and I had a huge lag spike. Hopefully it's not a ruined recording, but thinking back on this as I've been trying to do as I go walkies, I've been literally sleepwalking since I moved into this house on High Street in Bellingham in 1989. So, and probably even before that. So it's, I mean, because I started drinking alcohol before I was 10 years old, and I was a functional alcoholic by the time I was in middle school. An actual developing a physical dependency by the time I was 19 and going into the Air Force. And when I was in tech school and actually in the Air Force, I was just pouring the alcohol down my throat. But when you've got a hole inside of you that you're trying to fill with alcohol, there is not enough alcohol in the world to fill that hole. Now I hope you've had your seatbelts on, because here is a 90-degree turn, 60 miles an hour, didn't even turn on the blinkers. I've opened up 24 hours worth of comments in my community tab, and I'm going to go through and thank 20 to 25 people for having left me a comment. I'm not reading the comments right now. I can't. I'm going to read them all afterward. Well, all afterward. Answer as many as I can. Thumbs up each one I do. But for right now, I'm just thanking you for having left a comment. A good comment, a bad comment, and a different comment. The fact is, you left me a comment. Thank you very much for having done so. Even though I'm counting in American Sign Language on the fingers of this hand right in front of my face, I still get lost, so it's a range of 20 to 25. And if I mispronounce our username, no disrespect is intended. I'm an American English speaker. We're just not good at that kind of thing. I am far better than most, but I'm not as good as I should be, but I'll do my very best to give it the go. Give it the go. I don't even know what that means. That's such a balloon. Anyway, though, on to the thing. Let me call it my Chrome. There is CA, thank you very, very much. And Mintron, greatly appreciated. Pepita Abem, thank you very, very much. Chords R, thumbs up and thank you. And Kathy Willis, thumbs up and thank you. Derek Vickers, greatly appreciated. Ice Damon, greatly appreciated. And Big Frogums, thank you very, very much. Kathy Kitscat, always good to see you in the comments. Gianfranco Cravero, I sure hope I'm close. Thank you very much. And Elizabeth Marks, thumbs up and thank you. Godmin, thank you very, very much. Daniel Russell, thumbs up and thank you. Russian Man, take me by the hand, thumbs up for that. And FR Gast, greatly appreciated. Bears Beats Battlestar Galactica, thank you very, very much. And Thomas S, greatly appreciated. Tom Headley, thumbs up and thank you. Brandon Gomez, greatly appreciated. Elias God, thank you very, very much. And John Doe, thumbs up and thank you. Did I already say Russian timing? If I didn't, then Russian timing. And if I did, then I said hi twice. And Chris, greatly appreciated. And then we have Francis James, thumbs up and thank you. And last but not least, Kazune, I sure hope I'm close. Thank you all so very, very much. You get me out of my head, into the world, dealing with real people. And when you're depressed, that's good, because I don't have any meat space, IRL, face-to-face friends. I am alone but not lonely. I am not isolated, but I don't know how to make friends. So thank you very much for coming along with me on this journey of exploration, this daily journey of exploration, no less. Thumbs up for that. And if you could check my various links, I have Twitter. If you could check my various links, I have Twitter, Facebook, GoFundMe, Patreon.com, NearlySeniorCitizen.com. This threw me for a loop. That was supposed to be one. And I was like, wait a minute, that's not one. So, but if you could check those things out, if you could donate to my GoFundMe campaign or become a Patreon.com patron like one of these beautiful and awesome people, that would be beautiful and awesome. Thank you so very much. And I did get, for food and more, well, food, thank you very much, a PayPal donation. Thank you so much. And it included, no unboxing, I'm sorry about this, I had to open it up, a PlayStation Classic. Yay! Thank you so very, very much. It is quite awesome and greatly appreciated. Again, no unboxing, but thank you. It is appreciated. I got your PayPal donation for food, and that helped incredibly, and I got that. Thank you so very, very much. Now, if you cannot donate or you simply do not donate, I do take all good wishes and deposit them in the bank of my heart where I draw interest, so thank you very much. If you could toss me a like, I do appreciate all the positive validation I get from my existence. Definitely a thumbs up. And if you could subscribe to the channel, that would be very cool, very awesome. I would understand if you did not wish to, but if you are down with it, I will do my very best to keep you entertained from now into the literal end of time. Thumbs up for that. I'm almost out of time. I have no ideas if I'm going to be able to do a reaction video today. If I'm able to, I will do so. Otherwise, I have a game video coming up, probably another one, and it's getting lighter outside. Walkies are coming up soon. Definitely. So you take care. Have a great day today. I will see you on the flip side, my friend, and that is a very good thing.